Okay, so today we are going to be starting on the countertops. We're not going to be able to do too much because bats took up a lot of my time tonight. So what we did do is we took some of this cord weather strip, which they told me was the right thing to use. We're not sure. When we pulled the backsplash off, it had this little gap, and we didn't want the epoxy to flow down through there, so we needed to seal that up. So after spending an hour shoving that stuff in there, we are ready to Bondo. So we don't have a whole lot to Bondo because the countertop's in pretty good shape. So the only thing we're going to be Bondoing is this one seam right here. So we're going to do that today, and then that should be it for today. So let's do that.
With this feeling, I can leave.
I know we made it look so hard, but hold on. Now tomorrow we're gonna sand it and we're gonna prime these counters. We're not doing cabinets anymore. Counters. Today we are going to still be working on the cabinets. We got the stove pulled out, which we needed to do because the stove is absolutely filthy. And the area behind the stove is pretty dirty. So we do have to sand the spots that we Bondoed yesterday, but we also have to sand the entire countertop. So not to try to do anything with it, just to scuff it up so that the primer has something to stick to really good. And then after we've sanded, we're going to prime it, and that's what we're doing today. So let's get to it.
Walking and I'm will you dare to give it all up and walk by my side?
Okay, so now that we've sanded everything down, we were supposed to use 60 grit, but we couldn't find 60 grit, so I just dug in real deep with 80 grit. That's just supposed to rough up the edges so the primer has something to get into and stick to. So now we're gonna clean all that up, and then we should be ready to get the primer on. Okay, so we heard that having everything really clean was the trick to making these counters turn out pretty good. So we went through with the damp microfiber cloth and we vacuumed, then we went with the white cloth, got everything off the counter, and then we went with the alcohol prep pads just to make sure that we got everything off of them. And now we're just gonna dry them real good, and then we should be ready for our primer. All right, so we're all set to start priming. We are going to use the Sherwin-Williams Extreme Bond Primer. This is supposed to work really good. It's the modified acrylic, supposed to work really good as the base coat for epoxy. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get to it.
Do you see the road? Do you hear it's cold? Do you want a bite of it? Just getting me above now.
We have a coat of primer. So that is all set. So we'll have to let that sit overnight, and then when we come back tomorrow, we give it a light sand, and then we're ready to start putting paint on it. Have a good night. So we let our primer dry overnight. We came in today with a couple of 220 grit sanding blocks just to scuff it up again, make sure there wasn't any raised surface or anything like that. But I mean, really, looks really good just being painted white. Looks a lot better than that yellow weird color it was before. But today we were actually going to put a coat of paint on it. So we're using Behr Premium Plus, the paint and primer in one. This is going to be like a low gray. We got a little vision that we got going on. So we're going to put this coat on today, and then we'll let that dry overnight. So let's get to painting. And now we have our first coat of base layer paint. Actually looks pretty good like this. So hopefully the finished product it's gonna look amazing. But we gotta still put another coat on, so we'll do that tomorrow. And we'll just keep rolling like that. So stay tuned. Okay, so we've got everything prepped now. So we've got the second coat of paint on the counters. So we are ready to go ahead and start pouring our epoxy. We're gonna use some spray paint to make the marble finish. Put the epoxy on it. Yeah, we've got to clean before we do that. But we do have some test boards we're gonna test out our style on first.
There you go.
So, let's get to it. First test board. Okay, it doesn't fly up as high as I thought it would.
That's all I want to do. I mean, there it is. I mean, what do you think?
You can catch that on the camera?
Yeah, it looks like it all went on the ground.
No, it's on the board.
There.
It's there.
But I mean, that's about as much marbly as I want on the thing, right?
Okay,
All right,
yeah. All right, I'm digging it.
So should I go ahead and spray it so it's dry?
Yeah.
What do you think, Tammy? Oh, that's cool. But is that enough or too little? Or
No, I think
Well,
it's enough.
we can add more if you need to.
so let's start light.
We'll start light and we'll go from
All
there.
right, you want to try?
Sure.
Here, I got you.
Where's he trying?
You want to start on that end or where? Yeah.
Look, she's having it. Do it over there.
From
Yeah.
standing here now looking at it, it doesn't look like there's anything on it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we just want to get the edges now. So.
That's so cool.
Man, you're not getting it.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying. I'm also watching because. Oh, we didn't tape that. Whoops.
Well,
It
yeah,
won't
but
hurt
we
it.
don't care if we
Yeah,
get
go
that.
ahead.
You won't ever see it all of that. The snow will be there.
Well, the backsplash will be there too. So, but we don't want to get it on the refrigerator.
Right.
Do you want me to squeeze in back there and spray it?
Do we really need to though?
On that side, no. No, just the front. Okay, that's good. All right, let's take a look. Maybe a little bit more right there. That's good. Any other blank, like right here, maybe a little bit more. Whew, that stuff stinks.
Well, you know, maybe
you
we
can
should
see.
have taped underneath here if we're going to be spraying on the edge.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't think about that.
Well, we could probably just hold up the plastic to it
Yeah.
right now. And
Yeah.
yeah, come over here and do this side edge right here. And we'll just hold this up. Yeah, you and... All right, hold that up underneath it while Brad sprays. There you go. But don't get crazy with that one. I'll paint that again.
I mean, there's nothing else I can do. I said it. I didn't think we were pressing enough. Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's good.
We can get that in a little bit.
All right, that's good. All right, let's
Alright,
do the
you-
upper counters.
You want to walk around and check it real quick? Well, I can go ahead and do the upper right here though.
Yeah, might as well.
I don't think you need a whole lot.
Yeah, no, I don't. I would go easy.
That is so cool.
What do you think? Is that enough or a little more?
You need
Right
like
here.
a little bit right there. There you go.
Maybe one big, like a heavier run right there. Oh yeah,
That
good.
is so cool.
That's good. Whew,
All right.
stinky.
All right, anybody else want a shot?
You wanna try it?
What?
I gotta get, hold
Yes.
that
Hold-
Tammy,
hold
plastic
that up.
right there,
Yeah.
over the opening.
There, yeah. All right, that's good.
You good?
Because I don't want to do much more. It's going up
Yeah.
on the counters. All right, let me give it a shot. I don't think we need a ton more, do you?
No.
No.
We needed this.
Well, I don't want to get stepped on and crack it through the glass. Because you got it's
I like that it did one big little clumpy there, but
That is so cool.
Tammy would come and spray.
No, it's a little lot.
Come and try it. It's fun.
Alright.
I mean, you're not gonna mess it up. I don't think you can.
I'm just amazed at how cool that looks.
You want to come and do it? Might as well.
I don't want to mess with it.
You're not gonna mess it up. Just shut up and spray it. Where do I spray it? Maybe get right over there a little bit. Yeah, see how it just comes out?
Nervous.
She's like, no. No.
That is so neat.
You didn't know silly string could do this, did you?
It's really cool.
Let me get over here.
Yeah. I can see where you go overboard with this though, because
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
You want? What do you think? Anywhere else?
You kind of need something right here because this will get stuck. Well, I mean, look at it.
I do right here.
Right there.
It looks like
It
that's
really doesn't look like anything right here.
There you go.
Like that.
Yeah.
Right there.
Uh-oh, wait a minute.
About Phil. Plastic's coming off.
Yeah, when you separate.
I just want to do a couple of like little dark hits. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I don't know. This over here looks kind of weird now.
Which
What?
does?
That right there.
I don't think it does.
I don't. I
Okay.
like it.
I think it looks like marble.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
It's not all.
We gotta
beautiful.
get around the sink a little bit more though.
All right. I don't want to go.
Well, I mean, like, see directly around the sink. You see how it's kind of,
Like that.
yeah.
There. At least a little bit back there, and although it's mostly going to be covered. I think that's pretty good. I don't want to get.
Okay.
She said she don't go overboard.
I think that's.
See the sun goes down, driving lights in hearts, counting trees around. This is our day to dream. My heart it's cursed with you. My heart is cursed with you.
We are done with our first pour. And now we just playing around with what we got left. Jeff's making a masterpiece.
There's the only problem with that. It's a good idea to stick it in that paint can bread, but
I didn't know the paint can was still wet.
I didn't know it was still wet either.
that
That's
was-
from yesterday.
Yeah. This stuff is pretty messy, so you gotta make sure you clean up or try to keep it contained. Lots of plastic.
This is gonna be like this is an aqua blue color, it looks like.
Yeah. So the stuff's pretty easy to work with. It's basically self-leveling, so you just have to pour it down there and then just make sure you cover your whole area, and then it will level itself out. But you do have to go back and use a heat gun or a blowtorch to make sure you get the bubbles out of it. Okay, so it's been about 24 hours since we poured our cabinets. We were really worried about poured the counters. We were really worried about it because, you know, sometimes things on TV seem too good to be true. But we got here today and it feels like glass. So again, this is the stone coat countertop, the epoxy, and it is completely dry. And I mean, just looks amazing.
$300.
Yeah.
A whole new countertop for $300.
$300. That's what we basically redid our entire countertops for. Now we still have to put the clear coat on today, so that's pretty easy though. You just put that on over top of everything. We got to do a little bit better job on our edges. I don't think we got enough epoxy on our edges, so we still got to sand them a little bit. But man, it looks really good.
We get the backsplash done.
Yeah.
The cabinet's finished. It's gonna look really good. Whole new kitchen for on a budget.
Yeah, like maybe $500. So, yay! And a lot of sweat and days,
Some tears.
cussing, and
Yeah.
things like that. All right, so we got everything sanded, everything cleaned up, so we're ready for the clear coat to go on. We did do a couple different things here with the sink because we kind of had some pulling going, so we put the tape on the inside of the sink instead of the outside this time. And we re-secured our plastic, make sure we did really good. We only got one drip on the beautiful countertops yesterday, so we wanted to make sure that was the only drip. So we're ready to go. So with this stuff, it's part A and part B. You got to mix it. It's equal parts, so we've got to mix it up, mix it for at least 2 minutes, and then you pour it on. Do like we did yesterday. Same thing. Let's go.
Just get me bored. Do you see the road? Just get me bored.
Your arms are gonna be handy to get to the back of that. I'm not gonna be able to reach all the way back there.
And tell me when you're ready and when you try it up. So that's really all there is to it. You just pour it. It is self-leveling, so you just have to make sure it covers everything, and then you let it do the rest.